So here's that body cam video of that police officer shooting the mother and the baby. Now, I stand corrected. You had, one report that said she had a knife, and then you had another report that said that she didn't. That Mitchell Holder said that she didn't have a knife. So here the cops are. They're talking to the property manager. They asked him if he could come in, and there's Maria Pike. This would be her last moments. Maria Pike with Destiny Hope. They should definitely take this case as a hostage situation. They should have been more, but I was lied to, So here's Maria Pike. She's in the closet. She's with her baby. And then she's going to walk past, and she's going to be sitting on, the bed or something. And then there's a nightstand, and the butcher knife is right there on the nightstand. And then out of nowhere, I don't know if he had said something to her, and she just gets up and lunges for him with the butcher knife. Mitchell Holder said that he was in the room, and he is in the room, but his back is kind of turned, but it looked like he turned around when the commotion had happened, and it looked like he saw, how could you not see a butcher knife? I heard the report. If you got two people go into a room and they both have two different accounts of what happened, you can't really determine the truth. One person says one thing, the other person says another thing. That's why you got to have witnesses, and you got to have evidence. And they have evidence. They got a video camera, and the video camera is the eyes of God. This is definitely Maria Pike, and this is definitely Destiny Hope. And so here she is, sitting on the bed, and, cops are terrible when it comes to talking to people because, you're a complete stranger. You're known to be a bunch of violent assholes. Cops are technically allowed to lie to you. So even though I'm disappointed with Mitchell Holder lying, like, why'd you lie? Look, Mitchell Holder, it looks like he's looking right at the knife. It looks like he's looking right at the situation. And then you see how this police officer here kind of, moves back a little bit. And then she stands up. So some of the things that I had assumed that she was sitting down was right, because they said, and then she gets up. And then that's when they shoot the baby in the head. So I stand corrected. Like I said before, when I had heard about this, I heard about the situation, and I heard the two different conflicting reports. And so, based upon the reports, the police didn't go into details, and they're still not answering questions, so they're just circling the wagons. But ultimately, Mitchell Holder, why did you lie to me, Mitchell Holder? He said he was in the room, and he didn't see no knife, you liar. You didn't see a knife. You didn't see her get up. You didn't see her lunge for it. Then when she got shot in the hip, and he shot center mass in the hip, she's holding the damn baby. I want to give him the benefit of the doubt. His head was kind of turned. His back was to her at the time, but he turns around. He doesn't see the big butcher knife in front of his face. Then she gets shot, and then she has to drop it, and you're not going to see it on the floor. Cops are allowed to legally lie. A bunch of mistakes were made, but God damn it, Mitchell Holder. Come on, man. They had a mental health expert. This situation should have been taken as a hostage situation. If there's a mental health crisis, she's already pissed off about something, right? She's already going through something. Are people just poking at her? Are they just being tread lightly? And what pride would have been lost had the cop just, ran out the door when it happened? Maria Pike did grab a large butcher knife. Maria Pike did lunge at the cop with a large butcher knife. But Mitchell Holder, you gave him permission to come on in. Why'd you do that and just say no? I'm curious about what started all of this. Why was Maria Pike all pissed off to begin with? What had set her off? Times are tough, everybody, so we got to be nicer to one another. We should try peace, love, justice, and we should do that for eternity. We should try to use our words to resolve conflicts. Peace isn't the absence of conflict, but it's the presence of justice. So what is justice in this situation? Like I said, mistakes were made. Mainly, I'm pissed off at this Mitchell Holder, you fucking liar. Why do people lie so much? Why do people lie so goddamn much? I guess if the cops are allowed to legally lie, yeah, and Hitler was allowed to legally do all the shit that he did. Don't make it right. You're not supposed to bear false witness. So I don't see why the cops should be allowed to legally lie about anything. Well, we have evidence. We got the witnesses. You keep torturing the damn person. Oh, the lie detector came back and it said that you failed it. I mean, you have the Norfolk 4, right? So they'll torture a person into giving a false confession. That shit happens. And they're allowed to legally lie. Thou shalt not bear false witness. I'm the law of Moses. And that's good law since, 3,500 years ago? Thou shalt not bear false witness, Mitchell Holder. I am pissed off that Mitchell Holder lied about this situation. So we could be nicer to one another. We could be more patient to one another. And when you set somebody off, people just kind of keep going on and on and on. They need someone to talk to. They need some empathy. They need to be heard. Her picking up that baby, in a way, she was like looking all lovingly at Destiny Hope. What did the baby do? The baby didn't do a damn thing. Yeah, we're just here to help you, ma'am. At first, she wasn't answering questions. So they were sitting there saying, well, what are you doing in the closet? What's going on around here? Talking all tough and shit. And then eventually, after not answering questions, then they got nice. Well, are you okay? Have you been hurt? Oh, now you're being concerned. Now you're being empathetic. And I should rewatch it again just to see what was it that set her off. What was the moment that had set her off? Did he say something to her that he didn't like?
Officers and sat on a bed next to a nightstand which concealed a large knife. Officers asked her to stay where she was.
So he was talking over it, so I'm not for sure exactly what anybody was saying in that 2 seconds there. But, like what the fuck? It is a edited body camera. And they were coming up, they went to that neighbor's house. What'd you do with our officers? What'd you do with our officers? So there was like this, sort of... There was a lot of weird shit that happened with this, There was a lot of weird shit that happened with this. And it looks like here's her with the baby. She's talking about the baby. Sister shares the memories of it.
Remembers her sister, a playful mother. Okay, Pookie, what are we gonna sing today? What album are we gonna make? It makes Lex. When police entered the apartment, the incident escalated. In the excerpts, Maria is seen grabbing what police call a concealed knife and
So she's talking over it too. So I would like to know what triggered her, what made her pick up the knife. She clearly wasn't comfortable. She clearly was pissed off about something. There are some reports about she had been in the woods, walking around the woods, and then she was in the closet. So I have to, I stand corrected. I stand corrected. I had presumed the worst. You hope for the best, but you get prepared for the worst. And the baby did get shot. 2-month-old baby. What did that baby do? That baby didn't do a damn thing. So maybe having two tough guys, who's used to using violence and having a license to kill wasn't a great idea. You had a mental health expert that was outside the door. And you could have talked to her. Talk to her. What's he doing in the room? Why is he still there? Just talk to her one-on-one. And get her to release the baby. Let go of the baby. You don't want the baby to get hurt, I had kind of thought that the mother-in-law didn't do right by calling the police and wanting to press charges. But, if she's in this terrible rage and she can't be calmed down, then something needed to be done. I'm not for sure, The baby doesn't need to get fucking shot. The baby doesn't need to get fucking shot. And right now with that genocide in Gaza, people are mass slaughtering babies. babies are getting mass slaughtered all over the place. And if you can't even say that a mass slaughter of children is a bad thing, do you have a red line? Is there anything worse than genocide of a bunch of babies? A slaughter of the innocents? Is there anything worse than the slaughter of the innocents? So, for the cop, just off the top of my head, I am pissed off at Mitchell Holder because he fucking lied, and the way he'd explained things, it kind of seemed like he was in the room, he would have seen it if it would have happened. He's turned around, he's seeing the whole damn thing, so he fucking lied. He's a goddamn liar. You can't believe that Mitchell Holder at all. You know, why shoot center mass? Why not shoot her in the leg? Why not shoot above the baby or below the baby? You shot the baby in the head? And what pride, you know, would have been lost if the cop would have ran out the room? Just run out the room, you know? You're a big tough guy, right? So anything and everything, any threat, you just gotta do what you know how to do best, right? When you're a hammer, everything looks like a nail. What? Is that a jaywalker? You want me to go shoot him? What? It's a terrorist? You need me to shoot him? Oh, what? No seatbelt? Do I need to pull my gun out? Violence is supposed to be the last option. So I can see other things that have happening, but I don't so much have compassion for the police side, but they said she had a knife. I didn't think she had a knife. She did have a knife. She did get up. She did lunge at him. And I don't know what, you know, her being a woman, she is smaller. So trying to grab her arms at the time, she has one arm that's up and she's got a baby that's there and she just gets up. So it doesn't, I don't know if she's running and charging at them or if she's just getting them to step back. But I can't defend any of that behavior. And so what were the police supposed to do? You know, shoot above the baby, shoot below the baby, run out of the room. There were some options. Sent the mental health expert in first. Get a friend, get a sister, get someone to talk to her. Tell her that she's pushing this thing way too far. You know, just take her out and go shopping with her and take, you know, have a decent time with her. Treat her like a person, you know, treat her a little bit. She's, you know, she's all pissed off. So she needs to be not pissed off. Hear her out. Find out what the issue is. Find out what the problem is. Solve the problem. So, the cops aren't totally to blame. The cops aren't total pieces of shit. The cops aren't... They killed the baby and they shouldn't have killed the baby. Maria Pike did wrong. And then that, you know, cause and effect, right? So... The cops are there. She doesn't like the situation, so you're already kind of pushing a person that's already kind of going over the edge already into no man's land, right? You just keep pushing a person and pushing a person. And then she gets up with a knife and lunges at them, and then they do what they know best, right? And just shoot to kill, shoot midsection. She's got a fucking baby there, man. And he said that I could see the blood's going to hit him and get in his face or whatever. So they edited the hell out of the video. So I'd like to hear all of it. I'd like to hear all of it. I don't necessarily want to see the gruesome parts. But then again, I don't know. Because by not seeing the baby get fucking killed, we could pretend that Destiny Hope wasn't a person at all. Pro-life people say care about the mother, or pro-choice people say care about the mother. Pro-life people say care about the fetus. She's a baby, so you would think that pro-life people would care about the baby as well. And I would hate to think that you would need to see a baby's head get blown up in order to give a shit about the baby. I'd like to think that you could just understand that that is a terrible fucking ordeal, and that's gruesome and awful and horrible and horrendous, and there was plenty of other options that we could have done. But the main reason for this video is that I stand corrected. I can't say that the cops did wrong by killing the baby, but I can't say that they were totally without, you know, they were provoked as well. She comes at them with a big-ass butcher knife, so it's not like a little knife, and it wasn't like she was just, you know, standing by. She stands up and comes after him. If you try to grab her arm, you know, she could slice your arm. If they ran out the door, maybe she runs after him. I don't know. But you could have shot her in the leg. You could have shot her above, you know, the baby. The baby's head's right there, so there's shoulders, you know, maybe Go after the person who's actually threatening you. Don't shoot the hostage. Don't shoot the innocent. So they did fuck up, and I think they're also fucking up by not answering any of these questions. And they put out an edited video because you don't want to hear the cussing. You don't want to hear what they said off the cuff and what they said, you know, before the thing, after the thing. So are they cussing up a storm and saying a bunch of dumb shit? It's an edited video. So I would like to see the entire, you know, just put out the 30-minute video unedited so we can watch every second, every minute of the whole thing. But Mitchell Holder, goddammit, why'd you fucking lie? You said you didn't see a butcher knife? Bullshit, man. God damn.